Hello everyone, happy holidays. In this short tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a watercolor snowflake ornament that you can hang on your tree or decorate your house anywhere you want to put it. So to do this, you need some heavy paper. You can either use some watercolor paper, which I would recommend. I just have some stuff that has a little bit of stuff on there, but I'm going to use the back of it. Watercolor paper, you can get this at Walmart or at any craft stores. It holds up really well, the watercolor, of course. Or if you don't have that on hand or you don't want to get some, there's also cardstock. Any kind of heavy paper, because obviously using watercolor is going to make it really vulnerable and weak. So you want to make sure you have some pretty decently weighted paper. You need something to trace a circle with. So I'm just going to use an old container. It can be big or small. I'm going to use this one actually. You need a hole punch, a paintbrush, a pencil, scissors, and some watercolor paint. You can use tray watercolor like I'm using here, or you can use liquid watercolor. And then you also need a white crayon. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to trace a circle. It's going to be the base of my snowflake here. So I'm actually going to use, I'll make a big one. So I will trace out around here. And if you want to make a different shape, you can. You can do a star. You can do, any kind of shape you want. Then go ahead and just cut this out. There is a right way. The bumpy side of your watercolor paper is supposed to be the front. This is actually the back, but it will still work just the way we need it to. I just like to reuse some paper that I have lying around. Hone your cutting skills there. Okay, and then I like to punch a hole in my stuff before I start going. You can do this afterwards too. It really doesn't matter. You can do it before or after. Take my hole punch and just punch a hole somewhere up top. You don't want to go too far close to the edge because you do, in case it rips, you want to make sure you have a decent space right there. All right, here comes the fun part. You take your crayon, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw a design on our paper here. It could be any design that you want, because then we're going to paint over top of it, just because the wax in the crayon resists the watercolors, so it makes this kind of fun wax resist painting. So the fun thing is to do this with kids because it's kind of like an invisible painting. So I'm going to just do, let's see here. Snowflakes, no two are alike, so the possibilities are endless. Just have fun. With not being able to really see what I'm doing, I'm just thinking about, designs of a snowflake. What does those look like? And you can have fun and look up even, what are some snowflake designs? I'm sure you'll find a lot of really fun designs, or make up your own. So let's see here. I can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm going to make another one over here. And I think I'll just be done for right now. Okay. So once you've got your design on here, now you got to make sure that you're done before you put the paint on, because it won't work after you've painted it. Okay, so I'm going to you do want to get a shallow thing of water. Get a little bit of water on your paintbrush. You don't want too much. You just want enough to get your paint wet here. If you get too much, it'll be really watery. And depending on what kind of paper you're using, it might make it rip a little bit. So I got my watercolor on here, and I'm just going to paint over the whole entire surface. I chose blue because it's kind of like blue ice. The blue sky, I like the contrast with the blue sky and the snow. You can certainly use any color that you want. It'd be kind of fun to see some colorful snowflakes. Blend it, and you can blend them in as well. You just want to go over the whole thing, and you'll see that my paper is bending a little bit. Watercolor paper does that. It's totally okay. just let it dry and it will go flat. So there is my blue, and I think I maybe want to add in a little bit of a different color. Remember, when you change colors, you do want to rinse out your brush. I'm going to get a little bit of, let's try a little bit of purple. There we go. It's easier to blend when your paint is still wet. There we go. So there is our watercolor snowflake. So when this dries, again, it will go flat. And then what you can do is put a piece of string through here or a ribbon and hang it on your tree. If you really want to, you could also turn this over and do the same thing on the back side. But again, you want to make sure this is completely dry if you were to do that before turning it over and painting on the back. Otherwise, if you just want to have one side, once this dries and goes flat, you can put a string through it and hang it on your tree, or hang it anywhere you want to decorate for the holidays. So thank you for coming to this tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.